right, ladies and gentlemen, one game to go here from the preview series, live here from the Chase Fieldhouse in Wilmington, Delaware. It's been a great day of lacrosse, and one more, 9 games, and this is our 9th. It's Team 10 and BBL for the class of 2027s. Wraps up a full day. We had 3 class of 2029 games, 3 class of 2028 games with BBL, 2A, and Duke's Elite, the 3 participants. And then here for the class of 2027, we just saw Team 10 and 2A, BBL and 2A, so 2A's days got me tongue-tied there. 2A's day is now all complete, and this is now our final game. Team 10 and Building Blocks Lacrosse, the class of 2027s. Just saw BBL a 9-1 win over 2A.
9-2.
9-2 win, excuse me, thank you. Oh my, trying to reach out and get my new scoring sheet. I'm bumping into things here. Fodor, I think that's Brandon Fodor, yup, number 8. Shot saved by Jackson Gillis. We weren't sure if we were going to see Gillis here in this second game, as he played the entire game in the first contest against 2A. Thought we might end up seeing a change. The other goalie on the roster is Trevor Cantlin, number 36. He's currently uncommitted, plays his high school lacrosse at Episcopal Academy. Let's see if I see number 30. I think I saw him over there before on the sideline, so we'll see if he gets out there here in this second game. Here's Dash Lane. Skips to his right, and his bounce shot sneaks under Gillis. So Dash Lane had a hat trick in the first contest and now adds another one early here in quarter number 1 in what is, again, our 9th and final game of the day. Gets the goal scoring started, gets BBL on top, 1-0.
Here's your replay.
Just it's sort of like he just flinged it at the goal. Can we see it again, maybe?
Of course.
You mind?
Not at all.
The play is going to get started here, but if he just sort of flinged it at the goal, here's Lamb, and his shot off the mark. Dash Lane, Don Bosco Prep, Richmond commit. Scored 22 goals and 15 assists in 2025 just as a sophomore. Ranked 4th on the team with 37 points. 5 assists versus Immaculata, the non-public A quarterfinal, followed up by 2 goals versus Del Barton in the non-public A semifinal. And as for some of those Delby guys, Brandon Fodor, 23 goals, 15 assists, 38 points in 2025. So very similar numbers there as Dash Lane, just 1 more goal, resulting in 1 more point. Got John Fodor, he had 3 assists as a defender. See if I can grab any more Del Barton guys off here. Andrew Henson, I don't have any stats for him from 2025. Carter Baker, defender.
Good save by number 3 on BBL.
Yeah, for BBL, that's Brendan Whiteley. Uncommitted junior, and I don't actually have a high school for him as well. Jack Merklinger has a goal in each of the 2 games, or has a goal, excuse me, or I think 2 goals actually in that first game for BBL. Flag comes in, and Dean Shuzano will scoop up the loose ball to keep the possession here with BBL. Delayed penalty, and Dash Lane, his shot saved by Gillis. Nice save, and an even better job by BBL and Jack Merklinger to recover the loose ball. So the delayed penalty will continue here. Matthew Good hands it off far wing for Leo Gillette, Boston University commit. Attends the Hill School, and his lefty shot on the run.
Great save.
Is saved by Gillis.
While the pause is happening, here's another look at that goal from before.
Certainly, yeah, thank you. Dash Lane working against Braden 13 in green. That's Ricky Jewell. And yeah, it looked like he sort of just flung it towards the cage.
Good, got a good bounce and went right past our Notre Dame commit.
Couple Notre Dame commits out here for Team 10. Got Jackson Gillis in between the pipes. Connor Morcell, 33 in green, even though Team 10 has struggled to get it across midfield and possess it offensively. Here thus far, again, we're only 4 minutes through, or 3 minutes, or whatever it is, 5 minutes through so far. So still a lot of time here for Team 10 to get things figured out, both offensively, defensively. They trailed just 1-0 as we're approaching the midway point in quarter number 1. Sort of a nonchalant pass there from Merklinger. Probably wanted to make it appear that way. Trying to find a teammate right on the crease, right on the doorstep. Whit Lukens will opt to go back to Jackson Gillis. And now across midfield is Shea Mulhern. He had a goal in the first game for Team 10 against Two-Way, and he draws a flag. So for Mulhern here in long iron near wing, delayed penalty, opportunity here for Team 10. Try to get a goal here on the delay, or out of the delay, they'll have likely 6-on-5 upcoming. As they were just for the moment there, Team 10, because BBL was man up, so that penalty released. It's TJ Nixon checking in. Right, number 24, Dominic Flynn, TJ Nixon for Two-Way. Calling out a player, not even on the field, just saw 24. Like, oh, TJ Nixon.
It's got to be him.
It's Dominic Flynn. And the shot there.
We are in the home stretch.
Very little angle. Yep, in the home stretch. Shot there, very little angle from Connor Morcell, Notre Dame commit. Off the mark, so that penalty will now come. Let's see who's going to serve it. Looks like it's going to be penalty against number 8 in white. That's Brandon Fodor. So we'll take a kneel down in the penalty box. 5 minutes left to play in our first quarter. BBL a 1-0 lead as Team 10 trying to tie our score at 1. Here's Morcell. For Reed Dennis, middle of the field, back to Morcell. And behind for Burnetta. And Burnett, a lot of contact. Our official right there, far wing, going to wave off the goal. But a flag did come in, so it should be a push from behind. It's going to be a 1-minute penalty, a crease violation. So the goal does not count, but the penalty will be enforced. So now BBL staring down a 6-on-4. Man down coming up here. Yeah, Whiteley in cage, joined by Vaccaris, John Fodor, along with Monsalino, and 42, that's Andrew Henson, the 4 poles for BBL. What a save by Whiteley. You have to see that one again, as taken down is Jamie McCracken. Loose ball. Arguably, Burnetta probably should have taken a shot there, as he had a one-on-one. Opts for the unselfish as he's taken down. More flags come in. And another whistle. As BBL released the 5th white jersey, so it was there momentarily, I believe, 6-on-5. We're going to get 6-on-4, drop to 6-on-5, and I think we're going to go back to 6-on-4 here. The penalty to come against Andrew Henson. As Team 10 tries to tie this score at 1, as we're coming towards the end of quarter number 1. Let's see, they got 4 white jerseys out there at the moment. And here comes a 5th. Sam Vaccaris will check in for BBL, and all that will do is check out a short stick defender. So it will be 6-on-4. And then in comes now that defender. So scratch that, it's a 6-on-5 here. For an unknown amount of time. I want to say it's a 30-second push from behind. We'll find out momentarily. Here is Burnetta. Hands it off for Dennis. Sticking his left hand. Here's French. Do commit. Back to French as he bobbled it for a moment. For Dennis. Now Morcell, Notre Dame. And that was the Brown commit, Jamie McCracken, getting his right hand free. trying to take advantage of the man-up opportunity here. 6-on-5, man advantage for BBL. 2 minutes left to play in our first quarter. The Kraken for Dominic Flynn.
Great save.
Great save, yeah. And Vacris, as he was clearing, has whistles trailing behind him. And I think that's going to do it for our first quarter. So 1-0 BBL leads. After 1 quarter of play, we'll step aside. So we have, what, 36 more minutes of lacrosse ahead of us?
Absolutely, 36
roughly,
minutes left.
Something like that.
Of our 9th game of the day.
It's been a long one, a gauntlet of a Sunday here from the Chase Fieldhouse as you're watching the preview series live right here on YouTube. Players are out there waiting. Our officials take the field, and we're underway here in quarter number 2. My name is Ryan Holzbus. I'm joined by Ryan DePaul. He's your executive producer and cameraman here. This, what was morning, became afternoon. And then Zach Morgan is the producer here for our stream. Flag came in from our near sideline official. We're going to get another stoppage here, as it was Andrew Henson, 42 in white, who got pushed out or pushed down to the ground as he was out of play along the end line. And it looks like it'll be a man up coming up for BBL. And before that comes, we'll count out the numbers to make sure we got the right numbers for both teams. Let's see, for Team 10, 2, 4, 5 green jerseys because they're man down, 2, 4, and I think 6 for white. So we are a man-up opportunity here for BBL as we get the second quarter started, 1 minute through. Be Charlie Dunn to kickstart this next possession. Owen Crowley for Jack Merklinger. Nice pass finds Crowley, and Crowley left hand free, and he beats Jackson Gillis. And that adds to Dash Lane's goal in the first quarter. And it's now 2-0 BBL. Crowley.
Take a look at this replay here.
Certainly. Crowley, his second goal of the day, first goal of the game. Quick catch. And goes off stick side low. And a good job by Crowley, too, because the pass necessarily wasn't right to him. He had to kind of cross his arms across his body to handle it. And then able to get the stick back into his shooting setup, and then able to get the shot past Gillis. And another quick goal here from BBL. And now a 3-0 lead. So following their last game, a 9-2 win over 2A, BBL slow out of the gates, but already 2 goals quickly to get our second quarter started. We're going to see that replay right here.
Right off the face-off.
Yeah, quick win there for Braden Hammond. And I think it was Dean Chisano. Or possibly Dash Lane, because I don't see Chisano out there.
We'll take a closer look. The
clock
stops.
Yeah. Ground ball picked up by TJ McDermott. Face-off man. He plays his high school lacrosse at Malvern Prep. Committed to Richmond. Cross-field pass finds Carter Kell, Rutgers commit, who plays his high school lacrosse for the Episcopal Academy.
Number 0 on the goal.
So Dash Lane, 5th goal of the day, 2nd goal of the game. Thank you, Zach. Having a big day is Dash Lane. Plays for his older cousin Matt Lane at Don Bosco Prep. As I mentioned, a big 2025 sophomore season, 22 goals, 15 assists, ranked 4th on the team with 37 points. Here's number 1 in green, that's Mason Holmes, committed to Rutgers. He's matched up with Nicholas Vasari. And now a handoff for Christopher Burnetta, Harvard commit. And stripped is, who's that? 33, Connor Morcell. Lost his stick and flinging that thing up in the air was John Fodor. And here's Fusari across midfield as we are 4 minutes through our second quarter. Here's Dean Shuzano. Thought he was the goal scorer of the last BBL goal. Shuzano had 1 assist in his sophomore 2025 campaign with Don Bosco. Have to imagine a lot of run playing JV as just a sophomore. Ball on the turf. Good man ball there by Matthew Good, 24 in white. That was for his teammate, Leo Gillette. Number 4 in white to come pick up that loose ball. Here's Gillette, swim move on his defender. That is Zach Abrahams. Again, going to re-attack that matchup. And able to find the back of the net, Leo Gillette, first time here this afternoon. And is now a 4-0 BBL lead. 3 quick goals in the opening 5 minutes or so here in quarter number 2.
Here's a replay of that last goal.
Yeah, Gillette just going to work on his defender. It was Abrahams.
And here was the goal before that.
Very nice dash lane. Defender flying out at him. And just not able to get down there in time was Jackson Gillis, who still is in cage. He played the whole first game for Team 10 and has been in between the pipes here for this entire first half up to this point.
I don't see another goalie on the sideline for Team 10.
No other goalie, so he might be the only option here for Team 10. And not too bad of an option. Notre Dame commit. Another really good option offensively for Team 10, the Duke commit Finn French. He hands it off for Shea Mulhern. And here goes Dominic Flynn, uncommitted. An attackman for St. Joe's Prep. Morcell splits the 2 defenders there, wearing 33 in green. And the Haverford attackman looking for a teammate, looking for help, and instead does it all himself. I believe there is a broken stick. See a stick on the field. I'm not sure whose it is. And there is a snapped stick. Player must have ran off. But nonetheless, Connor Morcell, second goal of the day. First goal of the game gets Team 10 on the board.
Absorbing a lot of contact.
Oh, a ton of contact.
Through. Someone broke a stick during that piece of contact and still got the goal. Make it 3-1 in favor of BBL.
You know what? I'm going to add a goal for BBL.
4-1, excuse me, you're
actually
right.
4-1, so there we go. There we go, 4-1, our score now reflective.
Excuse me.
Here's Morcell, most recent goal scorer. He was matched up with John Fodor behind the goal. And here's Christopher Burnetta. Jamie McCracken. He's matched up with Nicholas Fusari. And that shot saved by number 3 in white. That's Brendan Whiteley, the goalie for BBL. But on first turnover, Burnetta will take over. Plays catch with McCracken. And here goes Burnetta. 2 Ivy League commits. McCracken heading to Brown and Burnetta heading to Harvard. And here's Logan Pegg, currently uncommitted. And a flag comes in. And quickly Pegg takes off his helmet. He'll put that back on. We'll see if he stays out. We'll see the penalty, though, in a second. As Team 10 an opportunity here, trying to cut that deficit from 3-2. Inside 4 minutes here in quarter number 2. Kraken. And swung quickly out to Morcell along the far wing. Behind for Burnetta. He carries north towards goal line extended. Skip pass towards the far wing for Morcell. And Connor Morcell's shot is off the mark. Lefty shot by the Notre Dame commit. Here's Flynn. Goal line extended now. Punched back up to the top of the restraining box, far high corner. And now Morcell trying to gather, unable to, and it's going to be a turnover, and BBL will take over inside 3 minutes here in our second quarter. And BBL will clear from their defensive third. John Fodor. Pass across midfield, finds his intended target, Jack Merklinger. Georgetown commit, Seton Hall Prep High School. A 2025 state champ, the non-public Group A, non-public A for New Jersey. Dean Shizano will control. Shizano, a couple green jerseys hit the deck. His bounce shot off the mark. Controlled from behind. That's dash lane, 0 in white. He'll be there for the backup on that missed shot attempt. Here's dash lane. He's matched up with Nicholas Shanahan. And Lane will play it up to the top of the restraining box. Charlie Dunn, or excuse me, Brady Kozik, excuse me. Here's Gillette. A couple stick checks, he's able to brush him aside. Here's Chisano. Chisano's matched up with the Duke commit, Finn French. French gonna walk with him step for step. Nice check right there. A nice lift by French, jars the ball loose, and he's across midfield. As we're inside a minute here in half number 1. Team 10 trailing 4-1, looking to add a second goal here before halftime. Here's French. I want to lean on him, the Duke commit, number 17, ranked in the class of 2027 per Inside Lacrosse. A couple players on both of these two teams nationally ranked in the class of 2027. Skip pass, Flynn across for Burnetta. Burnetta ran out of an angle. Here's Morcell from behind. He'll hand it off for Burnetta. And now back up to the point for Dominic Flynn. Flynn working against Charlie Dunn. Slips back up to his feet, hands it off for Mulhern. And a shot from our near wing from Burnetta gets knocked down on its way there. He's able to collect. And then Burnetta trying to find Connor Morcell behind, unable to come up with the pass. Shot flung downfield towards the Team 10 goal, and that's going to get us to quadruple zeros on our scoreboard, and our two teams heading towards their respective sidelines. One more half of lacrosse in front of us here for the preview series. We're into the 2027s, our 9th and final game here from the Chase Fieldhouse. Don't go anywhere. 30 minutes of lacrosse on the other side of this quick break between BBL and Team 10, live on YouTube here on RDPLEX Films. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 30 minutes, 2 more quarters of lacrosse. And it'll be between BBL and Team 10 to wrap up our preview series. Hope all you family, friends, coaches watching at home have enjoyed the coverage here live on YouTube and RDPLEX Films production. We've had a fun time being here. A great afternoon of really high-level club lacrosse between some really, really good programs. The players on these teams, just the school, especially these 2027s, just knowing where a lot of these guys are committed and where these guys are going to high school. Just some studs out here. And there's another one, Charlie Dunn, his second goal of the day. First goal in this game early here in our third quarter extends BBL's lead out to 5-1. So quickly there.
Here's a look at that goal.
Building blocks lacrosse. Here's Dunn's goal again, working east-west, sticking his left hand, working to his left. And a bounce shot goes, beats Jackson Gillis, who we're expecting will have this whole game in between the pipes. The other goalie again that I have on the roster is Trevor Cantlin, number 36 in green, and I don't know if I see a 36 over there. So you can expect Jackson Gillis. He'll be the only goalie all day to play the full 2 games. Most teams have either been going one half for one goalie, another half for the other, and then they switch, or likewise. Really good defensive play here. You're going to draw a flag, so I'm not sure how good of a defensive play it was from Dash Lane, but good hustle, as it was TJ McDermott who ended up going down to the turf.
And if he went down just a couple yards past where he did, that could have been a lot of fun for everyone involved.
Yeah, it would have came right on in. Ryan is up on a stand here. Yeah, there would have been a little bit of
that would have been the end of the stream.
Morcell working east-west to his left, hands it off for, that's Logan Pegg. And Pegg, I think a distribution pass, able to find its intended target, being number 3, Jamie McCracken. We'll want to see that one more time, but Team 10 able to get a goal back, now 5-2.
Ask and you shall receive. Here is the replay.
It's a great job here by Pegg. Working to his left. And yeah, great spot was McCracken. A little bit of a dicey pass. Threw a couple white jerseys, a couple sticks were in the way, but great job. Great head up there by McCracken to be able to finish. And then obviously by Pegg, keeping his head up and distributing. Ground ball secured by Dante Lamp, number 11 in white. And his shot off the mark, back up by Jag Merklinger.
What was that?
Not really too sure. Zach Abrahams lost his helmet. He will go and retrieve that. Not sure if we have a flag. We did have a flag down before the last goal, but since the goal was scored, flag gets wiped off.
An attempt to show what just happened here?
Yeah, Abrahams looks like he just...
I don't even know.
Sort of in the middle of a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
So you see Brandon Fodor lining up to take a right-handed shot, just kind of stuck his head right in the way of it. Wouldn't really recommend, but... As here is Brandon Fodor. We are all even, 6-on-6. Quick slide came from Angus Bono. Malvern Prep High School, Loyola, Maryland commit. Ball almost out of play along the far sideline. It's scooped up by Leo Gillette. Here's Gillette looking for help. Trailed by 2 defenders. Instead, going to get a shot off. Bounce shot beats Gillis. Oh my goodness, Leo Gillette, his second goal here in this game, second goal of the afternoon. And we're back up to a 4-goal lacrosse game at 6-2 BBL.
Look at the replay. Starts from behind the net. Swim move to get past number 23.
He worked hard.
Looking. Taking these stick checks. Firing. Just finding the openings.
Off stick side on the bounce shot along the far pipe of Jackson Gillis. And here comes a late substitution for Team 10. Checking in is Carter Kell. Rutgers commit will come along our near sideline along the wing. As we approach the halfway point here in quarter number 3. Face-off won by TJ McDermott. Malvern Prep High School lacrosse, Richmond commit. A couple Richmond commits for each of these 2 teams, as well as two-way had a few as well. Rocco Scalia, just off the top of my head. Here's Mulhern. He's currently uncommitted and playing at Lawrenceville. Ill-advised pass is stolen away, and very easily Brendan Sommer puts that shot in the back of the net. Quick transition in a blink of an eye. And BBL now up 7-2.
Let's see. We see here on the replay, he jumps this pass and he's thinking one thing the entire way. Sprint, no one's between me and the goal. I'm going for it.
And even if you had Merklinger wide open, if that slide did come it sort of came a little out of control, but it was a little more under control. He could have possibly sidestepped that and would have had Merklinger wide open right on the doorstep Nonetheless, 7-2. Thank you, Zach, for updating our score there for us. Pushing it forward is Trip Murphy. Taken down to the turf. And we do have a flag down from our far sideline official. And it will go against BBL, so Team 10 about to get back up on the power play. Chance to try to make this, or get this back, I should say, to a 4-goal game. It will be Braden Hammond, number 13 in white, to serve the penalty for BBL. As for Brendan Sommer, the most recent goal scorer, he plays his high school lacrosse at Del Barton, an Air Force Academy commit. Here's Dennis behind the cage for Burnetta. And his pass deflected down. Good defense there by John Fodor. Stretching out. Now a skip pass, able to control after he bobbled it for a moment, is Dominic Flynn. And a bounce shot goes there for Jamie McCracken. The Brown commit scores his second goal of the quarter, second goal of the game. And that does cut our deficit down to 4. Now a 7-3 lead for BBL. Nice look there for McCracken as I don't think he came out of the substitution box or out of, checking in from midfield. I think it was just he was hanging out up there, top of the restraining box. And maybe I think it might have been BBL maybe that made a late change that allowed him to be a little bit open there with the defender trailing him. BBL wins that next face-off. Dante Lamb hands it off for Leo Gillette. Now Matthew Good will slow things down inside 4 minutes, approaching 3:30 to play in our third quarter. BBL a 7-3 lead over Team 10 in what is our 9th and final game here of this Sunday, October 5th. Dean Shizano, uncommitted, plays his high school lacrosse at Don Bosco. Skip pass intended for Matthew Good. And instead it will be, who's this? Dash Lane, number 0 in white, who retrieves that pass that went up and over the head of Matthew Good. Here's Dash Lane. Skips to his right. Out of the middle of the field. Plays it to his right for Leo Gillette, who now works his way back to the middle of the field to his left. Left-handed shot is wide of the cage, off the mark. BBL with the backup. It'll stay right here as we're inside 3 minutes. Here's Jack Merklinger, has 2 goals on the day. Matthew Good, swim move back to his left, except he kept the stick in his right hand. BBL with the backup. Leo Gillette will kickstart from the end line. He's matched up with number 13, Ricky Jewell, in green. So we hit the 2-minute mark here in our third quarter. Dean Shizano matched up with Zach Abrahams. Pass out to the point for Dash Lane. To his right for Charlie Dunn. Dunn's shot saved by Gillis. Ball on the ground, scooped up by Angus Buono. And Bono will hand off to a teammate. However, he's stripped from behind. That was 13, Ricky Jewell.
Another broken stick out there.
And a flag skied up into the air and hits the turf, and ball to play. We'll get our penalty here as we approach $1:30. Left to play in our third quarter. To serve the penalty might be Dash Lane, number 0, as he walks off. Number 2, Dean Shizano, also walks off. 33, Brody Mansolino standing over there, so not entirely sure who is going to get docked for that penalty. As I'm counting out BBL players, it's a Team 10 penalty, so 6-on-5 man advantage here for BBL. Leo Gillette trying to sneak one in there, but off the outside of the goal. And a great save there by Jackson Gillis, as Owen Crowley stepped into a lefty shot there. Shea Mulhern across midfield as we're approaching 30 seconds. Skip pass. Found its way to, that's number 4, I believe, down there, Bernetta. And we get a handful of whistles, and that might do it here for the quarter, and it will. It's going to be the end of our third quarter. So 12 more minutes of lacrosse here from the preview series. It's been a long day, and we're down to our final quarter of action here between BBL and Team 10, our final two teams here of the preview series, live here from the Chase Fieldhouse in Wilmington, Delaware. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with the final quarter of play live here from Wilmington, Delaware and the Chase Fieldhouse. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, from the Chase Fieldhouse here as you're watching the preview series as we're coming up on 9 hours of our live stream. And one more quarter left to play here between BBL and Team 10 as that was Brad Hardy just running out of room there as he backpedaled out of play. And a turnover, BBL will take over. Number 8 in white. I don't have an 8 in white. He steps in. Bernetta behind the cage for Finn, or excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong team. 8 in white, Brandon Foder. And he handed it off for Jack Merklinger, whose shot was off the mark. Here's Dash Lane from behind the goal. He'll carry north of goal line extended towards the far wing, and he'll hand it off for a teammate. And now ball in the stick of Owen Crowley. Crowley matched up with Zach Abrahams. And now Foder running into Abrahams. Foder continues towards the middle of the field, towards the right alley. And a great job there by Leo Gillette. Sneaks that one in as he came north of goal line, extended, rolling along the crease. Hat trick goal for Leo Gillette. Got to see that one again there, Zach. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah. We have to start with the juke step into that pass because Foder makes an incredible move here, draws away the attention of the defenseman away from number 4 and allows number 4 to make the move and skirt it right between the legs of Jackson.
Couldn't explain it much better than that, Zach. Leo Gillette, a hat trick here in this second game for BBL here for the class of 2027s. You get what I mean. Third game for the class of 2027s, the second for BBL.
9th game total today.
Yep, big day. Pass in front. Christopher Bernetta finds the back of the net. Off the face-off win, bit of an unsettled situation as BBL trying to recover following the face-off. Bernetta, his first goal of this game and his second goal of the day. Makes our score 8-4. 8-4 BBL.
And here's your replay. Good passing by Team 10.
Really nice handle too there by Bernetta. Had his stick kind of in an offhand. Able to handle that pass and obviously shuffle it home for the goal. (8-4) with 9 minutes left to play. Face-off won by Trip Murphy. Hands it off for Jack Martin, 15 in green. Now here's Reed Dennis.
Is Team 10 on the man advantage right now?
They are, 6-on-5. Not sure what the penalty's for, or why there might have been a penalty. Or maybe I just lost track after almost 9 hours of lacrosse.
Yes.
This is behind here for Connor Morcell.
This is our 9th game in these exact same chairs.
Yeah, we haven't moved very much. I usually stand for these games, but there was no way I was doing that for 9 hours. What a save there. Brendan Whiteley coming up big to the task there. Didn't really have to do too much to move to make the save, but ball more so found his cross. Nice cross field pass. Good job by momentarily by Carter Baker to because he didn't catch the ball. He more so knocked it down with his leg, but unable to come up with the ground ball. Team 10 takes possession, and Christopher Bernetta. Back-to-back goals now for Team 10 and Chris Burnetta, the Harvard commit. Now an 8-5 game inside 8 minutes. Team 10 making this a little bit of a contest here in our closing stages.
Look at the replay. Starts with the battle for the ground ball. Great pass. And second straight goal for number 4.
Yeah, great job by Morcell. Head up as he was making his way down our near left alley. And then on the shot placement by Burnetta. I think it was, stick side low on the goalie Whiteley. And just like that, again, Lacrosse, game of runs, Team 10. Bounce shot just off the mark. It was Jamie McCracken looking for his hat trick goal here in this second game for Team 10, looking for his 5th goal overall on the day. Score will remain 8-5. Here's Mason Holmes. Episcopal Academy and a Rutgers commit to his left. He's matched up with 37 Charlie Dunn. 37 in white. Here's Morcell. And Morcell's shot is off the mark. And no backup there for Team 10. Holmes was unable to get to the end line in time. A good job there by Charlie Dunn. And BBL up across midfield. Fusari in trouble. Team 10 possession from the near wing, near sideline. Played to the middle of the field for Zach Abrahams. Bounce shot, lefty bounce shot, and it beats Whiteley. Zach Abrahams, we've seen him play much more defensive midfield here this afternoon, but he's been going both ways. Nice goal there. Can we see that replay, Zach?
Absolutely.
From Zach Abrahams. Look at that split. That was nasty. And a bounce shot, stick side. That was a nasty split. Any chance we could see that one more time?
Of course. After, when I will find us time to see
Find
that
some
again.
time for it. Yeah, that was a
That was
beautiful,
a great shot.
More so, I just want to see the split dodge to get the left hand free, get past his defender. I just watched it on our YouTube preview by a little small screen here. I think Gillis might have shaken that shot aside, but unable to make the save on that one. Dash Lane, Don Bosco product, committed to Richmond now as a hat trick in both games here for BBL. And now a 9-5 BBL lead.
Signs of life from Team 10 immediately responded to.
Dante Lamb, the initial shot saved by Gillis. And then loose ball, Dash Lane on top of it, gets it. And 5-hole on Jackson Gillis. As we're inside 5 minutes, BBL a 9-6 lead here in our final game of the preview series. Jamie McCracken hands it off for Christopher Burnetta. One Ivy League future player to another. McCracken heading to Brown, and Burnetta in 2 years heading to Harvard. And Connor Morcell heading to Notre Dame. And one more goal there for the Haverford Junior, the Haverford product. It's his 3rd goal overall of the day, 2nd goal here in this game. Back to a 3-goal game, 9-6.
All right, so here's this most recent goal.
From Morcell, nice, able to get north of goal line extended and just get that angle.
And here's that split dodge
There's
again.
that split dodge and getting to his left hand that I was talking about, Zach Abrahams. W.C. Henderson product. Calling his name a lot here is Abrahams defensively, offensively. Here's Trip Murphy, face-off win, matched up with Braden Hammond. Murphy looking for help as we approach 3 minutes to play.
Nine-7 game. Signs of life from Team 10 in the last couple minutes have really, really made this a completely different ballgame.
Certainly, yeah. It's made this close here in the closing stages. Again, this game really not meaning anything to win or loss besides nice save there from Whiteley. Not really meaning anything in terms of wins or losses. So we'll see how these two teams handle this final 2.5 minutes. Carter Baker plays it back to Whiteley as Whiteley carries north towards midfield. In the middle of the field, unable to connect as Matthew Good was the intended target. Here comes Team 10, excuse me, Mason Holmes. One in green, his jump shot off the mark. And a timeout, I believe, called, or I don't know if we even have timeouts. I saw the official point the other way. Some sort of turnover from Team 10.
Offsides?
I believe an offensive offside. So just a change of possession here as we're inside 2 minutes. Matthew Good across midfield, takes a hard slash. One more for good measure. No flag, no whistle. As we're down to our final minute 30 here. What a day here from Chase Fieldhouse. Beautiful facility, great event here, the preview series. Just being here from our sideline, commentating over all the games, I want to say the kids really seem to enjoy it as we're closing in on a minute. And really just as we were saying earlier in the day, great opportunity just for, the coaches that are recruiting, the college coaches that don't need to come here physically to the event. We had the three of us here able to deliver it to you all at home.
Plus out-of-town family members, friends.
Absolutely, yeah. For the family and friends for these BBL, two-way more so, coming from northern New Jersey and Connecticut. Didn't all have to make the trip down, hopefully watching alongside us here. As we're inside a minute, two-way, my apologies again, Team 10 trying to scratch across one more goal here. I don't know if we're going to get it as BBL controls. Across midfield is Charlie Dunn. And there are our whistles to wrap up our long day. 9 games up, 9 games down. It's a great event here from the Chase Fieldhouse as the preview series getting wrapped up here. Your 3 games. Again, if you are just joining us now or if you joined us intermittently, throughout the day, this stream will be available on demand following this event, so make sure to tune in. You can check it out right here. It'll be at RDPLEX Films. And, that'll do it. Again, for Ryan Holspos, I'm your broadcaster here for the afternoon. Ryan DePaul is your executive producer, the cameraman behind the ones and twos. And then Zach Morgan, producer here for this full day of club lacrosse action. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope you enjoyed our coverage here of the preview series. Looking forward to future similar events, so make sure to keep a lookout for that. And I'm going to sign off. Again, for Ryan Holspos, Ryan DePaul, and Zach Morgan, we wish you a great rest of your Sunday, October the 5th, and a great week upcoming. Have a great day, and talk to you on the next broadcast live right here. RDPLEX Films on YouTube.